Wednesday. I hope everyone's day is off to an amazing start. Today, I wanted to come in and share with you my top 10 tips for keeping your house smelling fresh and clean. All right, so my very first tip for keeping your house smelling fresh and clean is going to be opening your windows. Of course, you all know that there's nothing like fresh air or how the air smells after it has rained. You know, when your grandmother you go to your grandmother's house out in the country, if you're like me from the country, and your grandmother has hung the sheets and towels outside in the backyard, and when they dry, she brings them in and it just smells so fresh and clean. Well, your house works in a similar manner. If you have musty odors, if you have pets, and speaking of pets, thank you guys so much for all of the wonderful tips you left regarding you know, me getting a pet in the coming months. Thank you guys so much. You were so helpful. But if you have pets, or if you cook with spices like curry and things like that, you need to get those odors out of your house so that they don't continue to build. And so opening your windows, opening your doors, even if you have a screen on your door, it just really helps to get your air circulating. So absolutely letting in the fresh air is going to be my first tip. Okay, because anything you do before that, lighting candles, carpet freshener, anything like that, is just going to mask those odors. You want to get some fresh air in. So absolutely, tip number one, open up your windows. All right, so tip number two for keeping your house smelling fresh and clean is going to be dust. We have to dust. I don't like doing it, but I do know that dust is dead skin, and I don't want anything dead laying around on the surfaces in my house. Also, if we have pets, again, going back to the whole pet idea, we love our pets, but pets do have dander. That's their version of our dead skin. You know, in the winter, you guys may be seeing a little bit more dust in your house. That's because in the winter, you know, our skin is a little bit more dry, and so we're shedding it more. So making sure that we dust as regularly as possible helps to eliminate the dust, thereby eliminating those musty kind of stale odors in the house. Tip number three for keeping your house smelling so fresh and clean is going to be vacuuming your carpet and possibly getting rid of...
Excuse me, can I interrupt for just a second?
Do y'all see this guy once again? Did you guys see the videos, a couple of videos back, where he interrupted my Dollar Tree video? What is it, babe?
I accentuate your videos. I bring a lot of class and sophistication to you. Anyway. Okay. So I overheard you talking about dust. Yes. So this is like you're doing like a keeping your house clean, smelling good. So.
Oh, okay. I see what you're gonna do. Okay.
As long as we're talking about dust, it's not just the dust is on surfaces. There's dust in the air. It goes through your HVAC, your air conditioner, your furnace.
Eric's also a part-time handyman around here, guys.
I am. So make sure, depending on the type of furnace you have, check your furnace system. Make sure you're changing these guys out, your air filters. I think it's once every 3 months. Okay. You can get these from typically, you know, your hardware store. Sometimes even grocery stores will have them. You just have to make sure you get the right size.
How do you know what size to get?
It's in your furnace. So whatever comes with it, you pull out that air filter that came with it, it'll have the size. So this is a 16 by 25 by 1. Okay. So make sure you change this out, because this is what collects the dust. It also keeps your furnace running.
Is it easy to clean?
You don't clean it. You pull it out and throw it away and put it in another one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. And so this keeps the dirty air from running through?
Yeah, the dust from circulating through. If you see in your vent returns and your vents, if you see a lot of dust, that means you probably need to
switch it. Yeah. Okay.
Especially if you have like asthma, you're sensitive, you know, breather, you need to change.
Oh, so this makes cleaner air.
Yeah.
Cleaner air. Yeah. I don't understand all this handy stuff.
And this is probably a mid-range when they have ones that are like super cheap, like the one that probably came with your furnace is probably super cheap, and then they have them that are like $20.
How much was this one?
This one's probably like $5.
$5.
This is like a mid-range one. So.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, babe. And like I was saying, all right, so that was tip number three, changing out your air filter. All right, so tip number four for keeping your house smelling so fresh and clean is going to be vacuuming and getting the dust up out of the carpet. You remember a few videos ago, I was again asking you guys about pets, and do your dogs or cats shed? And a lot of you said, yeah, they shed a little bit more than I could ever believe. But getting all of that up out of your carpets, getting their dander up out of the carpets, is really going to help to keep the odors down in your house. Also, if you have old carpet and you've just been, just letting it sit for, years and years and years, you probably want to go ahead and start thinking about getting that carpet replaced or pulling it up. This is why we don't have a lot of carpet here in this house. Our very first house had just an extreme amount of carpet, and I hated it. We had just the most difficult time keeping it clean, especially because at the time Chase was really small, and kids dropped food and everything all over the floor, and over time that carpet does start to develop an odor. So if you've cleaned it as best you could and you're still experiencing those odors with your carpet, it might be a good idea, if you're going to stay in the home, to go ahead and have that carpet replaced. So tip number 5 is going to be somewhat of a no-brainer: changing your trash. Changing your trash regularly, maybe even several times a day, depending on the size of your family and what you're doing in your house, is a good idea to keep those odors at bay. So not only though do you want to change out your trash can, you want to maybe a couple of times a week make sure you're actually going in and cleaning that trash can out. I know sometimes when we change our trash can, especially in the kitchen, you can see little crumbs or even bits of food stuck to the bottom of the trash can. And so if you don't go back in and clean that out on a regular basis, odors can start to develop in your house. You want to make sure you're checking the trash cans in the other areas of your home, specifically in your kids' bedrooms or in their bathrooms also, because these kids these days, there's no telling what they're putting in those trash cans, old food, stuff like that. So changing out your trash and also cleaning those trash cans is a really good tip to keeping your house smelling fresh and clean. Tip number 6 for keeping your house smelling fresh and clean is going to be cleaning out your garbage disposal. Just like what Eric said about changing out your air filters, we can sometimes forget to clean out those garbage disposal. We are putting food and things down in that garbage disposal, and after a while there's going to be somewhat of a buildup in that little area of the sink. So you want to make sure you're cleaning that. It's not going to be always good enough to just flush it with water. I like to pour a little bit of bleach down my garbage disposal and then cut up some bits of citrus. Things like limes and lemons are great for helping to eliminate those garbage disposal odors. And I know bleach is really harsh, but for some things you really do need that bleach to make sure you don't have any bugs or any bacteria starting to develop in your garbage disposal. So yeah, cleaning it with bleach, that's how I really help to keep my kitchen smelling fresh. You guys know I just adore my kitchen. That is my happy place. I love to keep it smelling fresh and clean. So a little bleach, you want to flush it with a little bleach and water, and then just letting some little bits of citrus sit in the bottom of your garbage disposal for a couple of hours really does wonders for the air in the kitchen. All right, and so tip number 7 for keeping your house smelling so fresh and clean is going to be go out and purchase a dehumidifier and or air purifier. We actually have 3 here in our house. And when I tell you the wonders that that they do for the air, when you come back into the house from being outside, there's just a crisp smell in the house. It just smells so clean. I can't explain it. Go out and get one. You will see the night and day difference. If you've ever been in someone's house and there's, I don't know, it just smells like old and moldy and mildewy, you can really find this to be true in older houses. And I've been in older houses where I smell that smell, and then so just having the air purifiers that we have here in the house is just an almost night and day difference. And so you can get the units from either Home Depot or Lowe's, and they are very reasonably priced and just really worth the quality of air that you're going to have in your house once you start using them. Number 8, my 8th tip for keeping your house smelling fresh and clean is going to be to declutter. We we don't have a lot of extra stuff here in the house. You guys know when you see me do my cleaning videos, I have not over decorated. In my opinion, I have not over decorated simply because all those extra pieces, they accumulate dust, and like I've mentioned before, with dust comes odors. So keeping the clutter to a minimum really helps to keep your house smelling fresh and clean. If you have old clothes in the house that you're not using, go ahead and donate those pieces to charity so that you don't have old and musty smells in your closets. Do the same thing for your kids' rooms. Make sure they're not having old sneakers in there that they're no longer wearing. Go ahead and throw those things out or donate them if they are still in, you know, pretty good working condition. Give them to someone else. Let them get some use out of it, but don't just have them kind of like accumulating in your house. In doing that, you will definitely keep those odors to a minimum. All right, so tip number 9 for keeping your house smelling fresh and clean is going to be another obvious one, and it's going to be do your laundry. Stay on top of the dirty laundry in your house. As you guys know, laundry is a huge source of odors here in the house. You want to make sure you're staying on top of it. If you are a family who likes to work out a lot, the summer months, you want to make sure you're getting that laundry into the washing machine and put away. You can add things like the Purex crystals. It's a favorite of ours here in the house, little add-ins that you can add into the washer. It really helps to extend the smell, the fresh smell in your clothes and also in your linen closet. So tip number 9, stay on top of that dirty laundry. And finally, tip number 10 for keeping your house smelling so fresh and clean. If you've gone through tips 1 through 9 and now you have decided, you know what, I've done the really important steps, I think that I would like to add just one additional layer to keeping my house smelling fresh and clean. And so that layer for me is using candles, incense, plug-ins, diffusers. I love all of those. But if I had to choose just one, it would be the addition of candles. The candle flame burns oxygen, which the odors in our home are attached to. And so when the flame burns, it not only burns away that oxygen, it burns off those bad odors that we don't want also, you know. So burning the candles, it's great. You really do, if you're trying to get a real clean, fresh smell, want to use the unscented candles. Well, the scented ones are great too if you're trying to add in a scent. But the downfall to using the candles, as you all know, is going to be the hazard or risk of fire. So if you light a candle in the house, don't go out, start doing yard work or talking to the neighbors. You want to make sure you are monitoring those candles. Well, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and my tips for keeping your house smelling fresh and clean. I hope that you found them very beneficial. And so until next time, ladies, don't be a frumpy mommy. Bye, ladies.